It's mailbag time here on NFL Daily. Before we get into some of these awesome questions from our live audience, I want you to go ahead and go to magicspoon.com/chat where you guys can save $5 off on healthy cereal. Cereal that's actually too good to be true. Or wait, it is true. magicspoon.com/chat. Go ahead. It's down there in the comments. We got Sacktown King. He's first up here on today's show. Does Dolphins legendary wide receiver Mark Clayton deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Pretty interesting question here. So, Jack, if you could actually make me a graphic around Mark Clayton, that'd be phenomenal. But in terms of overall play, shout out to Jack there. That was awesome. 582 yards, 8,974 yards, and then yards per season, 897, 84 career touchdowns. So you want to talk about somebody who in 158 games put up this type of production. It is kind of an interesting player to talk about. Is he one of the best? He's definitely up there. Is he a Hall of Fame receiver? Definitely could be argued. I believe he's like top 70 all time in terms of yards for a career and top 20 for touchdowns. But Mark Clayton, definitely one of the best of all time. So Clayton could maybe be considered at one time a sleeper for some people. But how about this? I want you to name a sleeper wide receiver who y'all think could jump into the top 5. Somebody like, I was going to say like DK Metcalf. Not that he was a super sleeper, but he definitely jumped up in the top 5. Justin Jefferson was a rookie, had an absolutely insane year this past season. Calvin Ridley went from being a good receiver to now one of the better receivers in the league. So I want you to think of somebody that could take that step who maybe a lot of people don't know about and could actually be a top 5 receiver. Mariners fan, you should change your name to Mets fan. Seahawks signed Steven Nelson. I'll tell you what, I know a lot of people out there really are big fans of Nelson, and would he be an upgrade on that Seattle secondary? Yes, he absolutely would. Only 28 years old, coming off one of his better years, 9 pass breakups, 2 INTs, 48 tackles. However, Nelson was also, I think, a product of what the Steelers' defense was. So if Seattle needs to go out and add a corner, he's definitely going to be cheaper than Richard Sherman. At least I think he should be. But Brian Poole is also another solid name out there, but he's more of a slot corner. But Steven Nelson could definitely help the Seahawks. Elio, Ariel, Torresola, will the Patriots trade for a true wide receiver 1? Well, I mean, I guess I should say if you're going to go out and sign Nelson Aguilar to basically $11 million a year, he should be your wide receiver 1. And if you're going to draft N'Keal Harry in the first round of 2019, maybe he should be your wide receiver 1. The issue is this. The Patriots have done a very bad job being able to analyze wide receiver talent. But if they are going to go out and trade for a true wide receiver 1, I just don't know many guys out there. Maybe if you're willing to pay Allen Robinson a boatload of money and the Bears aren't willing to, extend him next year, that could be a route. But, you had your opportunity if you wanted to trade for a number 1 receiver. His name was Julio Jones. He decided to go to Tennessee. But for the Patriots trading for a number 1 receiver, I think there's a better chance of them moving on from N'Keal Harry than going out and trading for a true number 1. The number 1 cereal on the market right now, according to me, it's Magic Spoon. $5 off your very first order, magicspoon.com/chat. That link is available for you all in the comments and in the description. Why should somebody go out and get Magic Spoon? It's the summertime. We're all trying to be a little bit healthier here. But if you have a sweet tooth and you really love cereal, this is a win-win. I don't know if you guys have ever looked on the back of your normal cereal boxes. This stuff is loaded with calories, loaded with sugar. To be honest, how my mother even gave me some of the cereal that I ate growing up as a kid is absolutely mind-blowing to me. It's no wonder I was covered with pimples and had a beer belly at the age of 13. But if you are trying to be a little bit healthier and still be able to fix that sweet tooth, Magic Spoon is absolutely phenomenal. So you can go ahead and buy a variety pack, a pack of 4, so you can basically mix and match with any of the flavors that you see on screen. If you love Fruit Loops, you got to try their fruity flavor. If you love peanut butter, literally peanut butter anything, try their peanut butter flavor. Cocoa, if you love chocolate, like Cocoa Puffs, tastes exactly like that. Maybe cinnamon Toast Crunch. Anybody out there love that flavor? I know I did as a kid. Go out and try that one. Frosted Flakes is a good one. Frosted Mini Wheats, it reminds me of. And then the Crunch, Blueberry Crunch, I think it was the name by Captain Crunch. That's what these Magic Spoon flavors taste like, but they are so much healthier for you. I promise you're going to like it, and to kind of put the cherry on top, 100% guarantee. So basically, if you don't like it, you send it back, get your money back. magicspoon.com/chat. I'm just me. All right, you do you. What type of year are you expecting for Dante Fowler? So if anybody out there is a Falcons fan, you can subscribe to our Falcons channel. It's youtube.com/FalconsTV. What am I expecting for Dante Fowler? I mean, he's been a player that was always supposed to be a lot better than what he actually is. I get that he came from Los Angeles, and since he's gone to Atlanta, he's been underwhelming. I'm sorry, I just don't really expect Fowler to really ever take that next step and be what he's supposed to be. You're probably going to end up overpaying him again. I don't think he's going to be somewhere around 8 sacks. Probably going to be, I'm going to say like 5, 6 sacks at most. Let's go to Mark Anthony McNulty. Will the Seahawks make an effort to sign any more top free agents such as KJ Wright, Richard Sherman, David DeCastro, etc.? Well, David DeCastro, I'm pretty sure is going to end up retiring. I mean, that guy, he's just not 100% healthy. If you were to ask me which free agent do I think is more likely to sign with Seattle between KJ Wright and Richard Sherman, I might actually go out there and say Richard Sherman. Big Chungus, what up, my man? Who do you think, who do you think that will do better, Falcons or the Saints? So in terms of which team do I think is going to be better this upcoming season, I'm going to go with the Saints. If you guys want to disagree with me, that's fine. If you think it's the Saints, I want you to type S in the comments. If you're going to go with the Atlanta Falcons, you can type F. I get the fact that New Orleans lost Drew Brees, but Atlanta's also taking some steps back. I'm going to go with New Orleans. All right, we got Niner Faithful now on NFL Daily. Remember, guys, hashtag NFL, Super Chat, easiest way to get on the show. When we trade or cut Jimmy Garoppolo, who would be better player to sign, Justin Houston or Melvin Ingram? I don't think that the 49ers are trading or cutting Jimmy Garoppolo. To be honest, I think he's probably going to be your week 1 starter. You can yell at me if you want on that one. In terms of better player to sign, Justin Houston or Melvin Ingram, I'm on the Justin Houston train. He might cost you a little bit more money, but he's had 8 sacks basically the last 5 seasons, I believe, where Melvin Ingram didn't have any last year. Plus, Justin Houston played in 16 games. Melvin Ingram hasn't been able to stay healthy. All right, let's go to Junior Estrada. Should the New England Patriots sign David DeCastro? If David DeCastro is healthy, he could help a lot of teams. But the reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers decided to move on from him, he's going to have his third surgery basically on his shin. He's dealing with splints here. Not a good situation. So I'm going to say no, he's going to retire. Raymond Gayle, you're next up here on the show. If Sutton stays healthy and takes another step, can he be a top 5, top 10 wide receiver? So earlier in this mailbag, I asked who could be a sleeper wide receiver that could maybe finish in the top 10. Courtland Sutton is actually a very good name to me, coming off a year where he was unable to play due to injury, but the year before that, he looked pretty impressive. Since Sutton has come out of SMU, you see a lot of this athletic ability. The issue holding him back from being a, we'll say, top 5, top 10 statistical receiver is the offense he plays in, whether that's Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock. But if you gave him a halfway decent quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, maybe a Deshaun Watson, then yeah, 5 to 10 I think is actually pretty realistic. If Aaron Rodgers is traded, if Deshaun Watson's traded, if any of that happens, we're going to keep you updated here. Help Chat Sports gets to 250,000 subscribers. We are the #1 rated channel on YouTube for interaction and for sports content. I'd like to keep it that way. So if you could, subscribe. If you are already one of our loyal watchers like Mariners fan, Big Chungus, Marc Mullo, Jr. Estrada, if you could please take the link, youtube.com/chatsportstv, and send it to some friends, man, we'd really appreciate it. Bunny Gamer, where do you think Richard Sherman is going to land if he chooses not to retire? Sherman's not going to retire. He wants to play another few years, and he's still got some good years left in him. In terms of which teams I think make the most sense, the Seahawks make some sense to me. The 49ers make sense. I even think a team like the Arizona Cardinals could make some sense. Like, he wants to go to a team that's going to be able to contend, going to be able to win now, and need a top cornerback. Those are probably the top teams I think make the most sense for Sherman. All right, we got Big Chungus. Who will do better next year, A.J. Brown or Julio Jones? This is a hell of a question. If you think it's A.J., type A.J. If you're going to go with Julio Jones, type J.J. in the live comments. If Julio's 100% healthy, I'm going to go with Julio Jones. Now, from a, we'll say, fantasy football standpoint, maybe that's why you're asking. If I'm in a PPR league, I'm going to go Julio Jones. If I'm in a standard league, I'll go A.J. Brown. If I'm in a half-point PPR, I'll go with Julio Jones. All right, we got Junior Estrada. Should the New England Patriots sign a wide receiver in free agency? It depends who you guys want them to go out and get, right? Like, I want to see more from N'Keal Harry, but he could be actually a trade chip out there. If Nelson Aguilar can take that next step, Kendrick Bourne, maybe he's going to take that next step. It's just there's not really too many talented receivers out there. Golden Tate you could potentially be as an option, but New England, they have not done a very good job, we'll say, going out and getting their wide receivers. So I know this is NFL Daily, but this is also Chat Sports. I love sports here. There's been a lot of really solid NBA games. So out of the 4 teams that y'all see on screen, who do you think is going to win the NBA Finals? If you think it's going to be the Milwaukee Bucks, I want you to type B. Maybe the Phoenix Suns, type S. Can it be the Atlanta Hawks? They just had a big-time win, type H. Or the Los Angeles Clippers, type C. We get a lot of questions during these NFL live shows, and I apologize if we can't get to every single one. If you want to ask me because it didn't get featured in today's show, hit me up on Instagram. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. The DMs, they're open for a reason. If you want a better chance of getting your question on the show, I know I'm the one that answers it, and I'm the one that you guys see, but the guy that actually makes the magic happen is Jack Ray behind the screen there. Go give him a follow on Twitter, giving you guys sports content. Also, if anybody's a big-time movie buff, he gives his 2 cents on all his favorite movie reviews. I promise you one thing. If you haven't seen a movie and you're wondering what it's like, just DM him. He'll give you the best answer possible. So you can hit me up on IG, hit Jack up on Twitter, give us a follow. We would appreciate it. All right, the next question coming up here on NFL Daily. Remember, hashtag NFL or Super Chat. This one's coming in from Marc Mullo. Hey, Mitchell, how are you? Mark, I love the fact that you literally start every single one of your questions with the exact same thing. Hey, insert host name, how are you? I'm good, brother. What is the latest news regarding Aaron Rodgers and the Packers? Another great show. I think the latest is that Aaron Rodgers wants to get paid. Green Bay says that they want to keep him. Haven't really heard too much going on. The latest is more around Davante Adams being open to the idea of leaving Green Bay and going to play for somebody like the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, he literally said he would like the idea of playing with Derek Carr again. He's still got 1 year left on his contract, making $13.78 million. But as it stands right now, Rodgers is still a Packer, but I don't think he's going to be a Packer for long. And if he does decide to get traded, the number 1 team I think makes the most sense is the Denver Broncos. All right, Christian Navarro, what up, man? Will Pete Carroll ever get rid of Russell Wilson as his best quarterback? Will he ever get rid of Wilson as his best quarterback? I don't know if Pete Carroll will ever have a better quarterback than Russell Wilson, but I also can't 100% guarantee you that Wilson is going to retire as a Seahawk. Like, I know that he said that he never demanded a trade. I'm just going to say it's bullshit. Like, you don't have, like, people from your camp leaking all the things that they did if you were 100% happy. So he'll play on the Seahawks this year, but next offseason is going to be one hell of an offseason.